And the speciality? Okay. So we've got an interesting story. Quickly, we want to tell you. Last one. In 2008, we get an invitation to pitch. No, 2007 to pitch for World Congress of Ophthalmology to come to Cape Town. For 18 months, Gwen and I had to beat 28 other companies, and we were appointed. And I was crying that day like a baby when we were appointed. Yeah, 2017. Yeah, sorry, 2017. And then we won this Congress, guys, and then we get a call one morning from the Minister of Tourism of South Africa. We must go to Parliament. We arrive at Parliament taking selfies, thinking, wow, this is so amazing. We made it. We made it. We're going to meet with the minister. So we sit down, they give us tea and coffee. We've got 8,000 delegates going to come to South Africa. And she said, I will never forget these words. Ladies, our country has been taken over by the military. We will be closing the borders before your conference. It was COVID. So they just heard about that our country lockdown, you know, that terrible word. And we lost that conference. That was going to be my retirement. It was gone. And we went to Barcelona to go and present South Africa. So we've got a very, very soft spot for ophthalmology. For Africa, Africa so much needed that conference to come to Africa, and then they didn't consider the World Congress yet. They just went on then to Australia. I don't know if ever since anybody put a proposal in, but that was amazing. That 8,000 people were going to come to Cape Town, but thanks COVID, we didn't make it this time round, so we have to work 10 more years.
You're going to be competing against Kampala.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe I have something to mention. I've bidded COEXA, the regional one, successfully. It came to Rwanda, and also the African one. So please aim higher for the African one, and I'm happy to share contacts and connections on when you get to the next one. So just for your information, it's an exciting event.
Okay, thank you. I'll ask you to stay for a group photo. And you liked they sit or stand? Dr. Nauken? So we shall quickly move on to the next session, which will be moderated by Dr. Naukenya, the Association of Anesthesiologists President.
Good morning, everyone. I don't think we need to wake up anyone because the last session has been so engaging. Everyone has been so interested. But maybe you should stand up for a stretch. Everyone just stand up and stretch. Say hello to your neighbor if you haven't already said something. All right. Thank you very much. Be mindful. maintain IPC. I see people that are excited at seeing each other. All right, let's just take a seat. Thank you. If you would like to stay standing, just stand in the back. All right, this is the moment that we have all been waiting for, or maybe it's just me, but when I saw the program, one of the speakers that I was excited to hear from, I have the honor and privilege to introduce. Our speaker is an international award-winning futurist, coach, speaker, and pioneer in integrating AI prompt engineering. This is something we should all go away with. Into leadership. He's recognized as the world's 101 most fabulous global coaching leaders and is named as a Best Professional Man of the Year by the British Council. He also specializes in advanced corporate governance, strategy execution, and public-private partnerships. He's a visionary and has built many initiatives, impactful ones. He has founded CEO Summit Uganda, the League of East African Directors, Uganda's premier sustainability center, and the CEO apprenticeship program. I think some of you have heard of that. Beyond his entrepreneurial ventures, he also maintains an extensive corporate governance portfolio, sits on several boards, and serves in several advisory roles. And some of these companies include CEO Summit Uganda, ESCOM Uganda, Jubilee Alliance. He's also a former chairman of NSSF Uganda. He is driven by a passion for learning from the future, and he actively channels his expertise into sustainability projects. And we've been hearing the word volunteerism. So he actively channels his expertise into sustainability projects and impactful volunteering and pro bono mentoring as a major donor and past assistant governor for Rotary International. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome Dr. Peter Chimboa.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you have got. Oh yes, here. Okay. Okay. I think this works fine. We are going to have our first conversation. I don't think I'll be meeting you for the first and last time, because of what I was asked to come and encourage you to think about forming an association, creating actually a national thought leadership platform, which is also a policy institution, policy making institution. I had an opportunity to speak to your colleagues in Nairobi. I've had opportunity to speak to your colleagues in South Africa, and I think somewhere else in Mauritius. All guys like you who are in healthcare services, there are very cogent questions to ask yourself at this point. Like, for instance, AI in surgery. Okay, healthcare economics. Yes, how do we attract research grants? How do we handle the accredited programs and courses? We grew up, you and me grew up in a generation where we were told, you know, you have to do PCB to get this. You have to do geography, economics, and maths to do this. That world is no more. It's gone. Today, I expect someone in your field to know what we call, in corporate Uganda, we call it 1+3. And that's my creation. That if somebody is going to get a job, it's reasonable he must show us 1 plus 3. Meaning what? That you are a doctor, but I need 3 more skills. Because we are now talking about healthcare economics. We're talking about partnerships across the globe. And so, as we are going to see. So there's going to be more required. And we need an association to bring all of us together. So we move away from events and we create an institution. We create a real solid strategy that is bankable across the world. And teams like yours create policy that we can work with. And I speak to almost all the top 10 professional associations. I've never seen you being given a platform, especially if you have got a solid association with a board and with a team that manages the association, that channels out programs every month, that raises the visibility and profile of some of our extraordinary health workers in Uganda. And there are many that we need to celebrate every quarter for what they have done. They are wonderful guys. There is no reason for us as Ugandans to despise ourselves. No, let's create a mechanism. Now you are here. As you know, I come from the finance world a bit. I don't know why Kenyans are kind of different from us. For Kenyans, every time they come together, there is a money case. There is a money map. So if you are going to create this association, we're going to focus on the money map. Create a fund that will outlive you individually, but it will move to your children, and the children, and the children thereafter. The world of finance has changed. So for every occasion, like now, I think you are going on up to 6. You're going to have some tea, some food, and you go home. This was an event. No, it doesn't have to be. It's a process of what? Improving the way we govern ourselves and transforming the way we come together and work together and move forward together and creating innovation. So we're going to agree, make a resolution that we are creating an association. I'm ready. My office is ready. I came with my son who works with me at the CEO Summit. We've created a professional associations before. Our office is ready to make sure that you get microphone time when all the accountants meet in Uganda, that you have got microphone time. When all auditors meet in Uganda, you have got microphone time. When the private sector foundation meets, I'm a member of the private sector foundation. You need airtime. You need microphone time. You need bandwidth. Why? Because we are creating a national platform for thought leadership and policy making. This is what I was brought to come and say here, and I'm done. Isn't that all? That's all. That's what I was told. The challenge is what? You are working in fragmentation. You are working in the silos, small groups meeting, and so, no, we want to create one umbrella. One umbrella for everybody. How are we going to do it? I'm ready to support. My fees are tight, but there are a lot of aspects that are going to be pro bono. Yes. There are going to be a number of them. Because there is also something personal. All my children are in the medical field, including even this one, Dr. Chigonya, and others, even him, they are all in the medical field. My mom was also in the medical world. She was a midwife, one of the first midwives in Zambia. A number of relatives I have in our family, about 8, 7, 9 probably, medical doctors, researchers. So there is something inclining me here. When I was born at 10:30, I think, in Zambia, my mom had been working hard. And when I was delivered, they announced me dead. They pronounced me dead because I was very tired. My mom, being a midwife, said, no, you better swing that kid hard. So I cried. I cried a bit. And I survived. So guys, it made me live. So there is a lot we have to work on together. So let's see. I don't know whether you can see this, but there are going to be some notes. There are also other notes that I'm going to share with you. Because as far as I know, we are setting up the association. We are going to create that. You want a paper to inform everyone in this field. We are going to present it to Dr. Chigonya, and it will be there. And I want to be there when this association is launched. I would like all members of this association to be the shareholders. Then we have a board. And we are going to give terms of reference to the board. And then we shall have management to create financial sustainability and operational efficiency and acceptability in any forum. High policy making platform. Instead of you operating the way you are. I don't know how many of you are broke and how many are not. But this association should create financial model and frameworks to support every member. There is a very special financial arrangement that you can go into that will ensure that if you can save, it's about $100 a month, there is a lot that you can get. Do you fall sick because you are doctors? I don't know if you fall sick. Do you? Are there some of you who are taken to India? I had a friend of mine, late Professor Dr. Mungerera. She died, I think, in India. Do you also fall sick a little bit like that? Are there some of you have children? Okay. Those who have children who are less than 5 years, do you know which universities they will go to? You don't. You don't. And even, do you have money for that? No. No. Is there an arrangement for it? No. Now you say, what's the arrangement? I'm in God's hands. But I think God is waiting for you. So we are shifting from events like this one. We are shifting from membership, party and stuff like that, so to creating institutions and ecosystem. We are going to see ourselves linking with all professional associations and policy-making institutions. Yesterday, I was in a meeting required to connect corporate Uganda to national planning system, national planning authority. And the sector of health. I said, in health, whom do we talk to? They will have to deal with the association that you are going to create, which will be fully accountable. Do you get money? Do you get support? Like in this meeting now, who is going to fund this? Who is going to underwrite costs? Who is going to? Who is paying? You are drinking water, and I am told some we are going to eat now shortly. Who is paying? Okay, so we're going to create networks, and I'm going to show you how later on. And then, of course, measurable impact. The association we are creating is going to run like Corporate Uganda. Just the way Corporate Uganda runs. We're going to be going all over the world to look for money, to look for research grants, and to look for support, especially in the area for research, I think. That's very important. And accreditation to other medical-related programs and so on. So, what is the case we are advancing? It's really advancing your profession. Advancing your profession. How? Some guys told me yesterday when I was presenting, but PK, we're together doing economics, finance. PK, when did you become a property engineer in AI? I said, we were together a long time ago. The world does not stop. We are moving on. But PK, no, you were talking about strategy and governance a few months back. I said I've moved on. There are 3 hours every week where you have to keep studying 2-3 new courses. Now, the association is supposed to make sure that you know what those courses are and which platforms do you go to and do you belong to. They're supposed to be available. And how many of you know Mandarin who have studied Mandarin, Chinese? So you need to be careful. The Chinese economy is 22 trillion, 22, 23. United States is 32. Yours is 65 billion. So that means we have to associate with those who have money and for you to do research. So we're going to present in China and in Chinese. Some of your members are going to do that. Because you're creating an association. So you can't say, no, me, I studied English, and the other language I know is Lusoga, and English. No, that doesn't make any sense at all. So you're going to be a leader. We need you to be able to explain beyond the work you are doing now. So shape policy, absolutely. This should become, like I've said, a national platform for thought leadership in this field and related fields, and policy making, the association. Why are you shareholders, all of you? Because you are going to contribute money. But this association is not going to be based on membership contribution. No. There's going to be some money from other places. Other places. And I'll tell you something. There's a lot you know. But most of us, when we're in the corporate boardrooms, we are so powerful. We are wearing neckties and swinging around in the boardroom. And there's a lot of ignorance about our health and about our future. It's called a blissful ignorance. You know, you don't know. But you are the guys to tell us every week we need to hear something from the Association of Medical Practitioners like you. Some deep insight. Something reassuring and so on. So you have a team dealing publications and research and so on. So we want to hear from you. Why? Because in the corporate world, we are proud. And you know, remember, we are proud. And the other side, we are ignorant. There is space for you to fill in. How much do accountants know? And we meet in Entebbe. And there are over 2,000 people in the room. All of them ignorant about their lives. Why? There is no one from here who is taken to the platform. There is no panel discussion of people like you. Yeah. There are over 52 foundations. And I've checked. None of them is supporting associations like yours. Why? Because they don't know. They don't see you. You are not visible. And next time you meet, you are not going to meet here. You are going to meet somewhere else. You have to raise your visibility. Well, we need a panel discussion here of the real movers and shakers of the money economy in Uganda to know that this association exists and we can work together. Why? Because you are very important. Extremely important. So, create economic value? Absolutely. I talked about healthcare economics. Who has studied healthcare economics? Finance? Oh, wow. Oh, congratulations. We need to clap for her, really. We need to clap for her. Thanks very much. Our association is going to be a veritable platform to make sure that our members stretch. And there's going to be quite a lot of study and connection built. Oh, this is not moving. I have to move quickly. Okay. What members gain by joining? I've already talked about career acceleration. When we are interviewing people in our boardrooms there, usually, and now I've influenced that, when they come, people, I ask one question, and if you fail it, there's no point in other people, members of the panel, members of the interview panel asking. Yeah, so I ask you, you want to come here in the bank? Says yes, and I want to be the head of business banking. Oh, wow. So what is the CSI of this bank? CSI means what? What challenge do you know this bank has that we don't know? We, body members and management, don't know, but you know. So you're coming. The next thing is, what is the solution to address those challenges? Number 3, what will be the impact? That's CSI. So if you don't take us through that, it's pointless for us to go forward. Because if you say, I read the website, I did this, I read the reports of last year and so on, you are a history teacher. You are reading the past. You are here. What we want is moving forward. And that's where your money is going to come from. Research. Being able to tell us especially about the future in this area. Why? Because you are so important to the work you do. And people are willing to pay for it. They are willing to pay for it, but they don't know what value can you deliver. And this is going to be the essence of us creating the association. And you having 1 plus 3. So when we are interviewing people, when somebody passes that, I ask, what is your 1 plus 2 or 1 plus 3? And he says, I've got BCom. And what else did you do? CPA. Is there anything else? Because there's been COVID, we have not been working, we have not been moving. So I have got my CPA and BCom. No. We want something more. We want something more. Because you're not going to be just an accountant sitting in a small office there. No, you're going to be relating with other stakeholders. Uganda is running an ecosystem economy. So you need to know more of other things. Career acceleration. The next one is economic leverage. Yeah, we are going to create a fund within the association. A fund taking care of members. There is a lot under insurance. I am a board member in the largest insurance company now, Sanlam Alliance. It's the biggest. There are a lot of products under insurance, not so well developed in Africa, but they need to be developed. And you, our people in the health sector, you need to have that. The association must tell us exactly how to navigate our fund in the association. And also how we are supposed to study and how we are supposed to look for help in other places. And so identity and belonging, I said that when the association is set up, which should be within next 1 month, if you say, no, pick it, take a slowly, don't talk like that and say 1 month. If you don't create speed, this will not be a transformation. You need speed. When I was dating my wife, I had a competition around her. And I kept insisting on getting clear answers, and very quickly.